Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Marcus back with another video today. If we're going to talk about Robert Mathis, his little camp he has going on, and he has two Colts players that's in his camp working out with him. Currently is Taylor Stallworth and Tyquan Lewis. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section about this process. How do you think it's going to help them, and how is it going to benefit them going into next season? Let's hop into it. Hearing this news, it's just great for the Colts fans to get we know Robert Mathis is always going to be in the trenches with the Colts, and this is a good thing. He's not only with the Colts, he's with other NFL players as well that wants to get better. There's a guy, I think he plays for the Cowboys, came from Kentucky. I can't remember his name right now, but if you guys remember in the comment section, feel free to let me know. But he was there. Tyquan Lewis was there. Taylor Stallworth. They're all getting in that work going into next season to get ready and prepared. Robert Mathis is one of the best guys to get advice and actually learn from. If anyone knows, Colts fans knows the most out of anybody else. Maybe quarterbacks that feared him knows about him too. Just ask about him. Robert Mathis, 100 sack. He's a 100 sack club. He was invited in that Defensive Player of the Year for the AFC in 2013. He actually led the league in sacks that year as well. Just a straight monster when he played in the league. In 2013, it was pretty much towards the end of his career, shockingly. But year in and year out, the dude was a flat-out baller. Flat-out baller, one of the best to ever do it, in my opinion. One of the best Colts players of all time as well. But him having this camp, improving these players, these guys, like a Tyquan Lewis who just came off his best season, in my opinion, going to Robert Mathis, to try to learn some things and, to get better. It's just a beautiful sight to see. And you see a guy like Taylor Stallworth, he played last year with the Colts. This probably been his most playing time in his NFL career. I think we signed him in 2018. He doesn't really see the field like that, but him going to Robert Mathis to seek, training to get better and things like that nature is also a good sight to see because, he has to make the roster. We have a lot of depth right now, and we all know as Colts fans, it's not going to last because there's a lot of people on this team and somebody has to get cut. And you have Taylor Stallworth, a guy who's working out with Robert Mathis. Not saying that his spot is going to be guaranteed because he's doing this, but he's doing this for his sake because he wants to get better and be a better football player. And I think that's an awesome thing to do. Just go out there and get that work done, get it in, and then when your number is called, you're going to go out there and put on a show. And to learn from Robert Mathis is just remarkable. Like I said, he's one of the best persons to go out there and get advice from and actually train with. Kemoko Turay in the past, he's worked with Robert Mathis before he went down with that injury. But he was learning from Robert Mathis as well. It's another person the Colts players are looking forward to going into next season, Kemoko Turay. If he's healthy, how is he going to look? Because we have a lot of players on this team with untapped potential. But there's a lot of roster space, a lot of depth. And then some talent that, going into next season is going to go out there and put on a show. And you have these guys like Tyquan Lewis, who's pretty much a dog. And when he goes in next season after learning from Robert Mathis, who's going to be a big help, it's exciting to see how it's going to look going into next season. What he's learned, how is he going to process it and how he's going to put it in towards his game going into next season, man. Awesome things to hear, man, especially for these guys. But Kemoko Turay is another guy who's worked with Robert Mathis in the past. Like I said, going into next season, I'm pretty sure he's going to get into work with Robert Mathis again when he gets fully recovered. I'm pretty sure he's taking it easy at this time. But Turay is another guy who Colts fans are on edge with and try to figure out how is he going to perform fully healthy. We've seen the potential. We've seen the potential with Kemoko Turay when he is healthy, but we haven't really seen a full season's worth. And going into next season is going to be a very tough schedule. These guys are going to have to go out there and put in that work. Some other guys I would love to see join Robert Mathis' camp is guys like Kwity Paye, and of that nature, because he's coming off the edge. He's a rookie. He's not going to be the best rookie out there. He's going to have some bumps and bruises. He's going to have some pros and cons as well going to hit to his rookie year, but I know he's going to ball out for sure. But having Robert Mathis, right next door, being in the arena with him to teach him on the fly is going to be great for Kwity Paye going into the season, man. So like I said, these guys getting advice from him going into next year is going to be dope. Kwity Paye is a guy I want him to go in there. You have a lot of players that's going to have to fight for this spot. And a lot of players that actually need this for, going into next season. You look for guys like Ben Bannigo of that nature. You know they go out there and put in their work and everything. But if you got Robert Mathis in your backyard, and he's out there offering to help you, I think we should just invite the whole D line. I think we should go invite the whole D line to his camp, put in that work, learn some things, because that's one of the best guys to go out there and learn from and to do it. Like I said, man, I think he's been a big help so far. I'm so thankful for Robert Mathis. I really am. Like, his camp is awesome. He trains so many players that you guys probably don't even know about, but some of you probably do if you follow him on Instagram, on Twitter. He talks about it all the time. But this is big for us going into next season. We're gonna need all the pass rush we can get, because it's going to be a very tough schedule next year. So we're going to need our guys to be on deck, on board, 100% locked in, ready, focused, and to go out there and put on the show, because we know the schedule is going to be tough. It's going to be tough. And to see Tyquan and Taylor Stallworth out there putting in that work with Robert, man, it's just awesome. It just makes you feel at peace. It makes you feel at peace with your defensive line. Now, this is not the whole defensive line. We know how Grover Stewart's going to play. We know how DeForest Buckner's going to play. But young guys like them and, of that nature, that's going out there, putting in that effort and know how big this season's going to be next year, it just makes me feel at peace. Because this next schedule, I always say this. I said this a lot, but I'm going to say it again. Next year is probably the toughest schedule I've ever seen as a Colts fan. Last year it was a good one. It was a rough one. We could have won more games, but next year with what we got, I feel like we got way more confidence, and I feel like we're way deeper in roster depth. Having a quarterback that could be a gunslinger. I feel like all the pieces are starting to fall in line with the Indianapolis Colts. I feel like we're still not 100% locked in yet. I feel like we don't really have the ultimate team to be like, yes, we're going to do it. But I feel like next year is another chance of us having that shot to reach it. You know what I mean? So last year was a roller coaster. I think we went to the playoffs. I think we weren't even supposed to be there, in my opinion, especially how the record looked. We tied with the Dolphins and all these things. We should have won more games than what we did last year, to be honest. And I didn't expect us to make the playoffs at a certain point going in the season. I didn't expect it. But they impressed me. They balled out at the end of the year. We won a few clutch games, and they locked in at the end, and they almost got the job done against the Bills. It was just a few hiccups. So next year we're going to be fresh. Everyone's going to be healthy. I think it's going to be a clean slate, and I think we're going to have a better chance of getting the job done and reaching further than the wild card or the first round. I feel like we can go deeper in the playoffs next year and do better than what we did last year, especially with this roster, especially with these guys learning from Robert Mathis. But you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section about next season. How do you feel about Tyquan and Taylor Stallworth working out with Robert Mathis? Let me know the whole process. Who else do you think should go to work out with Robert as well? Let me know that in the comment section as well. This is Marcus, and until next time, you've been Culture Shock.